Hey all, Hertz here. Welcome back to episode 7 of the last rail book. In the last episode, we mainly set up green circuits up here. In between episodes, I filled out the rest of the green circuit area, as we can see here, and I laid down the station. So we're going to head back up there. We're going to connect this station down here, and then we're going to lay down our first train, and we're going to hook up this station to deliver green circuits to the bus up here. We're going to run into a problem. We have another concern here, which is we need to pull coal to come up here and feed these two train stations, to feed the locomotives for those two train stations. And we're going to need to pull it. I'm going to pull it from here and bring it over to this station. So, well, I don't need to do that yet because this isn't really going to be in use yet, but we're going to need it over here for steel. So I'm going to do a little pull from right here where coal goes into the steel line. And I'm just going to bring it up here and send it to the locomotives for steel. After that, we're going to work on getting probably this iron ore patch. I'll make a station that comes over and it'll hook into the rail that I'm going to lay down here to get green circuits going. So let's get started here. I want to make sure I have a bit of rail and signals on me. And we always need lights. And some big electric poles. And then got about that much rail. I'm gonna need some signals. I'm just gonna handcraft these. Where are they? Or train stops, I mean. And we are gonna launch the train from here. So you know, we can do it from up there. I'm just gonna grab these engines that are in here. And turn those into trains. And then grab a couple more. A little bit more steel, and then I'm just gonna make all of those rail cars. I'm only gonna take one set with me. Let's try that again. So I'm going to put the rest of these. Okay, that's enough for one train. That will be the first green circuit train. So let's go back up here, and I'm going to go to the I suppose I should just go start here, but I'm gonna set this over to manual and come here. You know what, I'm gonna go to iron smelting and just bring the car. The car's over there. I'm gonna have to get the spacing right, I'm gonna need to connect. I'm gonna need to drive up here and connect it back down. So I'll just drive over. I don't think we have any. Oh, I could do that. The only reason why I'm using the mini loaders is going to be for I'm going to show some things off in the blueprint book, or the blueprint sandbox, this button down here. So everything is up and running. Looks like it's connected. Why is that particular lane? Well, okay, so what this tells me is that this balancer is not throughput unlimited balancer. I may remove this at some point and put in a better balancer, because this one seems like it's not working. Because this has more than enough yeah, there's more than enough copper going through, and every single one of these lanes is backed up. And to have these two lanes not work correctly is that's problematic. So as you can see, that then this bit is not working as well. It seems like the iron is working okay. Okay. So we have enough. Right, I'm just grabbing enough coal to fuel the train so we get the train running. All right. Now I'm going to open up this blueprint book. And we already have a green circuit train. I don't have all of the trains listed here. I'm going to fix this particular part of the blueprint book to have a train for each different type of material that we're going to bus in. So the whole idea behind this book is that you're just going to place down the exact train that you need, right? So it already has its colors set. So the color is going to tell you kind of what material it takes. So, oh, this train isn't named yet. So you're going to be 1, 4 green circuit producer. Green circuit producer, so that's all 26. So this train already has its instructions pre-programmed in. So if you follow the naming convention, all you need to do is put fuel in this, turn it to automatic, and the train will just do the right thing. That's the whole point of this blueprint book. But at the moment, we don't have track to get to this stop, which is over here. So that's going to be 1, 4 green circuit consumer, which is alt 27. So now we have the stops for all of these. I'm just going to copy and paste that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Copy and paste. And then also I'm going to put down a radar over here because if I need to do anything from the map, like change station names, Or, I don't know, do any little bits over here. It's awfully convenient to be able to do that from the map. I'm gonna tell you to stop flashing at me. Alright, and now let's get going in this. Let me open up the rail book. I'm just... I'm gonna do that. I assume this is gonna do this, and then the station to pick up this iron. We'll put the station to pick up that iron over there. But let's start with this. Getting close, so... Alright, so those are the last two. I'm gonna put a cross there. I'll put one of those big crosses and then connect it. Because I don't know what's to the west. So... put that down, and then these will just... line up there. I don't know if that will actually place. We'll find out soon enough. I'm gonna jump out real quick and make sure this is all built over here. It is. Okay. Just drive the train back over to green circuits. This just helps out a bit, having the grid squares turned on, the chunks turned on. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop these right here. I don't want those green circuits going in just yet. So... let's get this hooked up to the bus. The 4 lanes of green circuits are going to go here, and then the other 4 lanes are going to go here. So I'm going to create a balancer, and so that when each train comes in, it'll perfectly split the green circuits going into each of the 4 different directions, or each of the both different sides of the bus. So let's get the... oh, what should we do? So these are going to have to basically come through over here and come back around. So we're probably going to just place this in the middle of smack dab between those. All right, I'm going to say right about there. I'm going to upgrade this to red belt. I'm going to remove all of you. And now let's just hook up each of these. So and then we're going to have, I need a few more of those, probably. Well, I think we'll make it, but all right. Now we need to get these around the corner. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to bring each of these lines down and have them do a little hopscotch over those belts. But I'm going to need more. I highly doubt I brought more undergrounds here, but I did bring more red belt. So, since I'm gonna need more iron plate to get that, and gee, there's a whole bunch of iron plate right here, so might as well take this. I just handcraft these extra belts, undergrounds. I got it. Didn't quite realize I was out of belt, so let me just grab some more. If Ready. You are going the wrong direction. Whoops. All that bell I just placed is the wrong direction. Alright, and this is going into that lane there, so I'm just gonna sort of copy this. I can probably just copy that whole bit, right? You. Just do that. Alrighty. Now that should just connect correctly to the bus. And as soon as I get, I'm just gonna pull a line. Of course, that's not powered. Let me go one lower. I'm not worried about the throughput on the rail, this fuel for the rail, because it just pulls off a very small amount, very infrequently. Um, so like each time the train comes back, it might pull off like 4 or 5 coal, like every time a train comes by. So that's not really enough to worry about. But I'm just gonna wait for the coal to actually get there. Then I'm gonna set this to automatic. I suppose it is going to go out there first and fill up. So the first part of the station instructions for the train is to go to a producer and fill up until you are full. And so we're seeing it go out there and do that right now. Four times 40 times 200 equals 32K. So that's going to need 32K until it comes back. So, as I said, I'm going to get rid of the pack space over here and move it to the other side. So if I need to come up here, I'll just come over here instead. Because kind of next step is to get several, like at least two trains bringing green circuits over here. So we've got one up. We'll try and get another one. Now, next step, we're going to try to get the mining station set up right here, and then get a station and then hook it in right here, and then we'll have this ore station set up for steel. And so we'll do that and then hook steel up to the line. So let me look and see how many miners I have, which is none. Fairly sure there are some in the train. I'm also going to get rid of some things that I don't really need in my inventory right now. Like that junk, and I suppose I do need a little bit of rail. I'm going to swap that out for one full stack. Do I even have chain signals? I don't. Oh, that could be causing a problem somewhere. Yeah, right here. None of the chain signals went down because I ran out of them. And there. And there. Okay. So I'm going to drive over there. Pick up. I do not have miners here. Okay, so I need to go back. I'm going to just do a cut here real quick and then let you know when I'm back up there placing the miners. And we're back here. Real quick, I've set up the mining bit. You can see right below me. So I'm just going to try to balancer and send these things into the station. For this, we're going to need the 7 to 8 balancer. I think this will do perfectly right there. I'm going to just knock this down to red belt. Get rid of those. Now this guy can go straight in. Oh, that is an N too. That's weird. But that is an input too to that. The balancer. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about something else. Okay. Now I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that's hooked up. Our only thing left to do is to grab the car. And I am going to set a T here. I don't know what's going to be down the way there, so I always like to leave it kind of open-ended. It doesn't matter if you're so it doesn't matter if that's just open. I mean, it looks a little sloppy, but it makes it easier to plan for the future. Am I out of rail? Wow. Really thought I took enough rail for this. Get as much of this down as I can. Seems like we still have big electric poles and chain signals. We're just out of rail. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna just put a pack space here. I'm gonna call it that for the time being, and I'm going to just do that so I can get the train over there so I can grab some more rail. And I'll probably just drive the train up there. Just want to make sure none of this, it doesn't try to fill the train up with green circuits or anything silly. So I do believe I have rail that I'm missing in here. Okay, good. Now we can just take the train on over. And we're going to take this back to iron smelting. And we're going to hook up coal to the steel line over there, and then we're going to hook the steel smelting line, and then we're going to hook the outputs of the steel to the bus, and we will have now coal, stone, iron plate, copper plate, green circuits, and steel on the bus, and that's enough to start the mall. I'm going to put a placeholder for where plastic, or not, well, plastic and petroleum and oil and all that. But we're not going to build it yet. We're going to have the mall make the stop to build all of those items. So, right here, I need coal, a line of coal to come in so that I can feed the train, this train coal. So, I'm going to do a quick little pull right here. Very conveniently, it's all set up. Just gonna put that there for when we need to do the iron ore. We're gonna have to do the same thing for iron ore. Go right there, so that can go in. I'm gonna go up, over, around. You're gonna go underground and end up there, and then this is gonna go into that train. It is, oh, no, that's correct. What I didn't do, you are going to be 1,4 copper ore, alt 26 producer. I'm gonna copy you. One thing I didn't put out here is a radar. Whoops. Alright, well, I'll just rename this to that. Oh, this does have a train limit. I guess it's gonna be 3. That's not gonna matter so much for right now, but it will in the future. You also need train limits, which are both going to be 3. As do you. You. Okay. I gotta remember to do that on everything. Oh, I need to hook up the old down here. I need a little bit more belts. The balancer this needs is going to be an 8 to 2. So if you look in here, an 8 to 2 is just... Oh, these aren't hooked up. Okay, and now we just need to stitch this into the line. I believe I'm going to do these first two right here are going to be steel. Done. And now steel is hooked up. So all we have to do is get that radar set up. Or get the radar set up on this. I'm gonna put one here and somewhere out here. And then I need to put a train down and then press a button and that'll just start working all by itself. So with that in mind, I'm going to come up here, take the train back to the base. The trains are all at the base. So I'm going to jump in, go back to base. I'm going to do a cut here and show you what happens when I get the train back to the base. I can basically put that train down kind of anywhere. And it'll just go out and start doing the right thing. So I'm going to do a cut here and be back in a moment. Okay, everybody, we're back. As you can see, we're at the base. First thing I'm going to do is put down the one for iron ore train. Where is it? Iron ore. Oh, he doesn't have any coal. Let me grab some coal out of here, since there is plenty. And he is going to go... I'm going to switch him on automatic. He's just going to know what to do. And I'm going to follow him up there. I added a PAX station for not iron smelting. For the iron mining, called Iron Mining 1. We're going to wait for a passenger present. Time past 1200. Okay, the reason why we're going out here is I'm going to show you the one of the blueprints that's in the station building book, which will be included. This is mainly for building the stations that are in the full Megabase book. Uh, but there is something in here that's pretty useful, and that's the smarts that I built for each of the stations. So it is a circuit network. I'm going to explain how it works. As you can see right now, I'm building all the pieces for the circuit network. Um, when we get out there, I'll be able to show you. I built it so the network is kind of programmable, or like the smarts are kind of programmable. Oh, where the heck are you going? God. The reason why they did that is because that was set to ore. Alright, I'm just gonna send this to come back. It's gotta go do a little loop-de-loop, but it'll be back soon enough. Okay. Now, inside of this station building blueprint book, there are these right here. So this is just the smarts for the stations. So there's a loader and unloader for items that stack to 10, 50, 100, and 200. And then there's one for liquids too. So this is a loading station. It stacks to 50. So we're going to use this bit of smarts right here. And it's a loading station because obviously you load items here. I'm going to put this out right about here so we can get a good look at it. All right. Now, part of the requirements for the loading station is you're going to need to use red wire, and I usually do this by going to the pole, click each item, going to the pole, then click on each different storage chest is what I mean by item. So that's going to tell you the contents of all of those chests. These are all full. So each chest holds 48 stacks, and there are 16 chests total, times 16, and then times 50, which is the stack size. So that's 38.4k. 38,400. So, to do the programming of this, so this red wire is connected to here. What you're going to need to do is use these two different constant combinator signals. Now, the first signal, the locomotive signal, is the number of spots there are in this station. So that's the maximum enable train limit. That's the maximum number that this will ever produce. Right? So since this is the max that this can produce is 3, since there's 1 spot for the station and 2 spots for each stacker. I know they're all combined, but in essence, each station can only call out a maximum of 3 trains. So I'm going to switch this number down to 3. It's 32K, so that is... Okay, so this number is derived by the number of cars you have in your train. So we have 4 cars times 40, because each train can take 40 stacks. And then we multiply that times the stack size, which is 50. So I'm going to switch this number to 8,000. This is set up for a 216-2 train. But we have 4 trains here. So the maximum amount of ore one train can take, taking this type of item, which is iron ore, the maximum amount that that can take is 8,000. So there are 3 spots for full trains in the stacker, and 8,000 is the maximum amount of ore a single train can can take at a time. So what the smarts on this does, it basically says if you have 8,000 ore, put you're going to do integer math. I can explain integer math. If you divide 2 by 1 in integer math, or like, let's say 10, 100 divided by 10 in integer math. This should be a lot easier to think of. If you have 0 through 9, if you do that division, it's going to, if you do integer division, that returns a 0. Once you hit a number, so in the ones place of the division, you have a full version, a full number, a whole number in the ones place. Then you use that whole number. So it's the exact same as rounding down. So 100 divided by 10 is 10. 99 divided by 10, if you're doing integer division, is 9. Because you take, it would be 9.9, but you just round down. So the result of integer division can only be whole numbers. So that that aside, so it counts up all the items in all these chests. It does integer division by this number right here. So it divides that number by 8,000 exactly. And then it says if the output number from that division is higher than this number, just return this number. Otherwise, return the number that it gives. So if there's 8,000 items in this chest, or like 8,500 or so, it's going to do the division by this number. It will get 1. And it says, is 1 higher than this number? No, it is not higher than this number. So it'll just send 1. It'll set the train limit to 1 for this station. If the number, like right now, it has, oops, I didn't mean to click that. It has 38K, 38,400. That's going to return, if you were doing floating point math, it would return 4.8 because of reasons. But since it's doing integer math, it's going to do 4. And so it says, is 4 greater than this number, which is yes. Yes, 4 is greater than 3. Then just output this number. So the enabled train limit will be set to 3. I don't know if that's super clear. That might be kind of foggy. All you need to know is you need to set these two numbers correctly. This is the maximum number of the train limit that you can have for this station, and this is the max payload for all the cargo in your entire train of the type of cargo you're taking. That's it. So the other things that you're going to need to do to get this to work is you're going to need to connect with red cable, because all this is using red. You connect, after you connected this in the way that I said, connect this pylon to this medium pole, then hit Q so it doesn't mess up any of this. If you mess this up, just replace the blueprint. It's a little hard to debug. And then you connect this pole to your station. Go into your station and set train limit, and leave this at L. So now this is going to put out a signal that, as you can see, the train limit on the lower right hand side is going to be 0 of 3. So 0 trains are coming here right now, but it is sending out a request for 3 trains to come. Okay, I'm going to put that on this side. I'm going to put the exact same smarts on this side, and I'm going to put this a little bit up so we can see where everything is. But I'm going to have to connect up the wire over here. So 1, the reason why we're doing this is so when a mining station has enough ore for a full train to show up, to like provide enough ore to fill a full train, then it will open its station. And so if like all these chests cannot provide enough ore to fill a train, the station will appear closed. It'll have a request of 0. It doesn't actually close the station. That would be to set the enable disabled. Hold on, I'll show you what that is in a second. But okay, so we have all those hooked up. It's hooked up to this pole, so I'm going to connect this pole to this pole. Hit Q so it's not in your hand still. And then connect this pole to the station. Oh, I need to switch these numbers to... I should have done that before I connected, but whatever. There's only one train, so it's not going to be a big deal. So that's 8,003. 3 and 8,000. And then I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to set the train limit and leave this to L. You can enable, disable a station. There are reasons why you would do that. I'm not going to explain that here. We'll see it in the Megabase book. I do that in the Make Everything section of the Megabase book. Okay. So, all right, we got all that out of the way. So now this station is what I would consider a smart station. and it will send requests for trains when it can provide enough uh, to fill up like one entire train. All right. Now that I've said all of that, um, I think we're going to leave off this episode there. We've got mining set up. We have steel is coming in. Look at that. We've got one side. So I'm going to set up another. I think I can just do that from here. This is another neat little thing about this book. I can just drop that here. Now I have to be near it to have all the things come out of my inventory, which I am not. I don't have any coal on me, really. It's kind of the problem. No, I don't have any coal on me, so I'm just going to quick run back, or take the train back to iron smelting. I'm going to place down on the way, I'm going to place down a train right here, so when we walk over there, it'll be ready to go. And then I am going to jump out. If you notice, I have enough items in here to create that train. I will have a tutorial series on how to use the station book to build smarts, or to build a whole station. Uh, so if you were to create, let's say in the Megabase book, if you were to create trains of a different size, you would have to change all the stations. So what I'm going to do is show off the philosophy that I used on creating this, all of those stations. If you notice, they all look very similar. There's just small little pieces changing to fit a certain need. So I will do a tutorial series on how to, uh, like my philosophy for that whole station book used to build stations. So, okay, I'm just going to set this guy to automatic. And we can see that he and his other guy. So this needs to go up to 8,000 to fill 100%. You'll notice it says the train limit is 1 of 3. When we get to stack inserters, they are able to pump out just a lot more. So yeah, each one of these things are 2,400 full. And so it's for like each one that's going in, one is coming out. So now that this station has saturated all of these chests, this will basically stay open all the time. Because a single inserter can't beat, or well, if these 3 fast inserters, I don't know if they can beat a yellow belt. I'm gonna say they're about even. Anyway, so next episode, we're gonna set up oil over here, and then we're going to set up the mall, and we're gonna start using the mall to build, you know, to fill up our build train to go build other bits around. Actually, most of the things that we're going to build from here on out are going to be on the bus. We're going to have to build maybe another ore mining station, but it's not going to be a whole bunch of other things. We're going to have to build an oil station. There's oil there. There's oil here. There's oil even here. So I'm not sure where we're going to to pull oil from. There's even a little bit over here, some over here. So I'm gonna have to like scout around the map a little. I haven't scouted any more than we've seen so far. So I might look down here. If we can get lucky and get like a patch of oil down here, we can just pipe it in. But that's still up in the air. If I'm guessing, we're going to take either that or this. But that'll be for next episode. Thanks all for picking up what I've been putting down. We'll see you next time for episode 8 of the Last Rail Book.